Everyone can go ahead and have a seat except for the parents of the bride and groom, please. Today is not just a celebration of one couple, it is a celebration of families. Is this good? Can you guys hear me in the back? Wonderful. I've never used a microphone. So it's not just about this couple. It's also a celebration of families. And today we witnessed the merger of two families who before this moment were separate. And we're going to see the blending of different traditions and backgrounds that's ultimately going to lead to the strengthening of family trees. So to honor this tradition, or this merger, the bride and groom are going to wish to ask for their parents' blessing. So first, Mom and Dad, do you offer this couple your goodwill, welcoming Todd into your family, giving him your love and affection? If so, say we do. And Rochelle and Alan, do you offer this couple your goodwill, welcoming Carly into your family? Wonderful. You guys can have a seat. Welcome, friends and family. If you've come this far, you've obviously played some sort of part on the journey that's brought this couple here before us today. So thank you for making the trip down here. There are those close to Carly and Todd as well who weren't able to make the journey, but I'm sure they are here with us in thought. And there are also those who have passed before this day and weren't able to be here in body, but are certainly here in spirit. I'd just like to take one moment here to remember them in a moment of silence. All right, again, welcome. Thank you for coming. You know, you guys didn't have to be here, we know that. None of us really did. We don't need to have a ceremony to have a wedding, but usually we insist on it and we demand it. You know, why do we do that? Why do cultures around the world for thousands of years have, you know, insisted on this ceremony? It's for love, really, and the universal truth, the one and only universal truth that kind of binds everybody, no matter where they come from or their beliefs, their upbringings. It's kind of the one thing that we can all agree on. And I'm sure everyone here has been in love before in one form or another. And it's for these reasons that we demand, and we realize that love is worth celebrating. No matter what's going on in our lives, we can kind of remove that for a moment, and that's some of the reasons we insist on doing what we're doing here today. So, Todd and Carly, you guys realize that, you know, in the greater sense that no person or officiant can really marry you guys. Only you guys can marry yourselves. By the commitment that you guys are going to make to love one another and strive together towards creating an atmosphere of care and respect, and by your willingness to face the fears and uncertainty that underlie our lives, you guys marry yourselves today more surely than any piece of paper we could put our signature on. So, your love for one another and your willingness to accept each other's strengths and frailties with understanding and consideration is going to form a foundation that will ultimately last forever. So, before we go any further, I'm going to call longtime friend of the bride, second mother, Diane Heisela, to share with us a short reading.
Thank you. Carly and Todd have chosen the reading. It's called The Art of a Good Marriage. And I believe after reading it that this can apply in many ways to our relationships, everyone here. The little things that are big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is never taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have wings of an angel. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. I love you both.
And now for a quick short second reading, I'd like to call up Todd's sister-in-law, Kate Blazer, to share a reading with you.
This is a poem, Two Lives Become One. As two lives become one, may the Father above bless our hearts and our home with an abundance of love. As two lives become one, and we pledge to each other, our hearts intertwined, professing love for one another. As two lives become one, let no one come between, and may God richly bless a future He has already seen. Love you both.
Thank you guys both for that. There's a lot that I thought about trying to say myself up here about their story as a couple, and there's a lot we could go on, and ultimately I kind of decided it wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to be able to do it justice, so I'm hoping that through the stories that we heard last night at the dinner that was so lovely that was put on, as well as some of the things that we'll certainly hear tonight, that you guys that have been a part of this journey will be able to kind of share with us. The only real stipulation at first I had for Todd was that I could perform this marriage, and he was strangely okay with it out the get-go. So I was like, "Yep, that's fine. Let's get this guy." But I've grown to know him, to get to know him really well, and he's great. I'm really excited that he's gonna be a part of the family. I think that we know that they fit real well together. not many people are going to be able to deal with my lovely sister, but you guys know that, so we'll certainly hear more from some of you tonight. But the two of you, the journey that you're going to embark on after today is essentially cloaked in mystery, and certainly there's going to be celebrations and there's going to be wonderful things that happen, but there's also going to be some hardships and trials. I've got something to share with you guys. Shoot you straight, you're not perfect. My beloved sister, you're great, you're not perfect. And Todd, you're a lot closer than she is. But you're not perfect either. And if we're willing to accept those things, and if you guys can make each other laugh at the end of a long, hard day, and if you can kind of instill courage in the face of fear, these are things worth holding on to. And because the future, like I said, it's going to hold trials, it's going to hold hardships, but if you guys are willing to face them together, that's a great tribute to the love that you guys share today. So, on we go. Carly, do you take Todd to be your husband? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, and be faithful to him while sailing alongside him through sunshine and storms? If so, say I do.
I do.
And Todd, do you take my sister here, Carly, to be your wife? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, and be faithful to her while also sailing next to her in sunshines and storms?
I do.
Good. I'm glad. All right. Carly, you're going to repeat after me. I, Carly, take you, Todd, to be my husband.
I, Carly, take you, Todd, to be my husband.
To live in unity with you. To foster a partnership of warmth and peace. To foster a partnership of warmth and peace. Pledging you my love and devotion. As I join my life to yours. Todd, you can repeat after me. I, Todd, take you, Carly, to be my wife. To live in unity with you. To foster a partnership of warmth and peace. Pledging you my love and devotion. As I join my life to yours. Alright, so for thousands of years, cultures around the world have exchanged rings as a token of their love and their vows. These simple bands are not of great value in and of themselves, but they are made quite precious by your guys' wearing of them. You're going to let these rings be a sign that love has a past, a present, and a future, and that despite its occasional sorrows, love is a circle of joyous wonder and delight. If we could have the rings. I asked if we could practice this. You said no. Yeah, you can exchange rings now. It's a simple ceremony. All right, before we finish up here, I'm going to just explain something for mostly my side of the family, but in the Jewish wedding tradition, one of the most recognized and loved traditions is the breaking of the glass. This, like many traditions, has a myriad of meanings. Of all the ones that I've researched and talked to the couple about, the one that I kind of was that I fell in love with the most was the idea that this glass, once it's broken, will never be able to regain its form that it had before. And the hope that we have today is that this couple, once they have bound themselves in marriage today, will also never be able to regain the form that they had before this day. So, we're not going to quite break it yet. But when we do, I definitely welcome you guys to join in the celebration, and that's going to ultimately signal the end of the wedding and the beginning of the celebration to follow. So, I'm going to set it out, and we're going to get ready for it. I said we're gonna get ready for it. Todd and Carly, by sealing your vows today before everyone that is present here today, while exchanging rings along with promises to live together in love and marriage, it gives me great pleasure, with the power vested in me by the Church of the Dude, to pronounce you husband and wife, and you can go ahead and you can kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give you Mr. and Mrs. Todd Rosen.